All right, welcome back. And we did have a guest, high school coach for Orchard Farm,
Yes,
Chris
sir.
Lindoff, friend
I got my
of
little
the show. He's
Orchard
got his
Farm. This is when I was
Orchard Farm Eagles
still
football shirt on from back in the day,
back in the day.
which sounds like we'll be headed out there to support Chris and the crew next week in their district ball game. But moving right along, son, we'll get into our RIPs. The first one hit Tuesday, October 27th. Fernando Valenzuela, former Dodger great who took the baseball world by storm in 1981 with Fernando Mania. He died of liver cancer at the age of 63. And in his rookie season of 81, Fernando started the season 8-0 with 7 complete games. He had 5 shutouts and an ERA of .50. He also led the Dodgers to a World Series title that year. And this one came as a shock. This came earlier this evening. South Florida basketball coach Amir Abdur-Rahim dies at the age of 43 after complications during a medical procedure. He led Kennesaw State out of Georgia to his first NCAA appearance in 2023. He was the younger brother of former NBA star Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Dang.
So rest in peace. Yeah, 43. He was having this.
What was the surgery?
I didn't see what the actual surgery
That's crazy,
was,
though.
but complications set in, and yes, this young man passed away today.
Rest
in peace.
That's so sad.
Yeah, so sad. Birthdays for October 27th. First off the list, Regina Wade Johnson.
Regina Wade Johnson.
Your mom, my wife.
Your mama.
She'll be celebrating a birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Love you.
Brady Quinn, American football quarterback for the Browns, the Broncos, broadcaster now. He celebrates a birthday. Brad Radke, former pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Jaren Jackson of the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs celebrates a birthday. Head coach Rick Carlisle from the Indiana Pacers celebrates a birthday.
Rick.
This name used to always crack me up on ESPN Sports Center. Dick Trickle celebrates a birthday, and
excuse me.
That's his name. He's an American auto racer. So every time they would say his name, and in first place, Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle. It sounds like you need to go to the doctor.
Dick.
You got that Dick Trickle.
You need a shot, Dick. But anyway, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dick.
To those folks. And then this day in history, October 27th, 2021, the Cleveland Guardians men's roller derby team files a lawsuit seeking to block MLB baseball Cleveland Indians from changing their name from the Indians to the Guardians. Obviously, they lost that battle because they're now known as the Cleveland Guardians. So that didn't turn out so well for them. And then in 2020, LA Dodgers beat Tampa Bay Rays 3-1 and claimed their first title in 32 years. The Dodgers, who coincidentally are back in the World Series. That year, Corey Seager was the MVP. In 2019, Tiger Woods on this day claimed his 82nd PGA victory, and he's tied with Sam Snead at the top. I don't think he'll get that 83rd victory, so it looks like him and slamming Sammy Snead share the record of 82 PGA wins. That's a lot of wins.
That is a lot of wins.
That's a lot of damn wins.
That is a lot of wins.
And then in 2011, MLB World Series Game 6, David Freese hits the game winning. He had a game tying hit earlier. Then he had the game winning hit, and that allowed the Cardinals to go to a Game 7 and ultimately win that's the last World Series that they won.
I must remember that. I remember that like it was
2011.
Yesterday. Yeah.
That was a hell of a game, a hell of a feat. So those are our birthdays and our history and our RIPs, and we will move along to the moment.
The moment.
LeBron and Bronny go out on the court.
I could have this moment for life.
They go out on the court at the same time with 4 minutes left into the second quarter to make history.
Half.
We said first half.
And this would be first half.
They didn't rip the Band-Aid off. I thought it would have been a little bit closer to the end of the first quarter. that they might do it, but seemed like the timing was right.
I think it was just
I was disappointed Bronny missed that 3.
yeah. I mean, for your first time on the court,
Especially because
you
your
gotta
dad
splash.
had the assist. It was a perfect pass.
Oh, that would have been
And if
perfect.
he'd have hit that shot, the roof would have came off that damn
Man, Bronny
stadium.
and he probably would have got
Staples
an
Center.
extra more minutes, but then he missed it. He's like, sit your ass down.
Yeah, it didn't take JJ Redick long to put him back on the bench.
He said, "All right, Brian, I'm the coach, nigga."
Yeah, you're the coach behind the scenes.
Exactly.
I'm the coach on the sidelines
on
where
the
everybody sees me. But no, that was a great moment. Did you see it in real time? Were you watching the game?
I did not see it in real time. But I did watch. I did go back the next day and watch the highlights of it. But yeah, and he's not going to get a lot of playing time because there's some other players on that squad. I think, I forgot.
He's legitimately the 12th man on that team.
He's legitimately, he's the 12th man. He's the 12th man for sure, but
needs to go to the G League and get that seasoning.
Still needs a lot of development, a lot of seasoning, especially if you're going to be, don't get me wrong, of course, to an average person, 6'3", 6'2", that's tall. But looking out on the court, he's not that big. He's not that imposing unless you can splash like a Steph Curry or a Dame Lillard, or you can really attack the rim.
Like Ja Morant.
Like a Ja Morant, or have an unlimited bag like Kyrie, where you don't even notice your height because Kyrie's 6'2", but his bag is so
versatile
he's
and
so
elusive.
versatile, and it doesn't really matter. So I think he needs to find his niche of where he can actually contribute as a role player. Either you're gonna have to be straight to the cup, maybe strictly defense, like a Marcus Smart or something like that, or you're either gonna unlock that shooting. It was a great moment.
It's still a great moment. To me, he's not active enough. I don't know if in a short period of time that he was there, I thought he stood around too much.
I agree.
Because I'm used to watching Steph, how Steph is constantly moving. And I think for Bronny, if he develops something like that,
that's what I'm saying.
He'd get more playing time for one. 2, he'd create more shots for himself and put himself in better position to get the ball or dish the ball or grab a rebound. He's got tremendous hops. I saw there was a rebound he went up for. I'm like, damn, I didn't know he could sky like that. But he needs to be more active on the floor. I think that if I were the coach, that's the first thing I would tell him, man, keep moving.
Be known.
Move without the ball.
Yep.
Create your own shot and just stay active on defense.
Yes.
He goes to corners. I even saw that in those first couple of preseason games. He goes to a corner and he'll just stand there and wait. No, man, if you want the ball, you better go to the ball.
And my thing is, you're not like a shooter like that. You're not like he's out there like he's about to. That's different if you got Clay, someone up like a shooter out there.
Right.
Bronny, he's more of a feel of the game type player. Once I'm on a hot streak, then they're falling. But it's not just an automatic. I'm not gonna say he's a bad shooter or nothing like that. I'm sure he can shoot.
He's not a shooter. He's more of a scorer.
Yeah, like that automatic. But
like you say, once you get into a rhythm, a rhythm shooter.
Him just trying to wait for them to pass him the ball in the corner, I don't think that's going to get you playing time. I think that's just going to get you bounced around. Now, if you're actually trying to be part of the offense, like you said, screen, move, act like you really want the ball. And then I think that's going to really help your confidence, and it's going to give you more opportunities to be on the floor more.
It's definitely going to open up your game. But again, we call it the moment. Then the Lakers did win, by the way, 110-103 over the Timberwolves. And then I don't know if you saw the highlights of the defending champion Boston Celtics, man. They blew out the Knicks.
Hurting on the Knicks.
132-109, man. They did not mess around.
So honestly, do you think, did Karl Anthony Towns play in the Knicks game? I don't know.
Yeah, he was in there. He was on the floor.
But Minnesota looked like, I don't know why they did the trade, because Minnesota looked like they needed Karl Anthony Towns. And then the Knicks looked like they needed a DiVincenzo and a Julius Randle.
Julius Randle looked lost to me. I don't know. Maybe it's a different system.
I think
he don't want to be there.
I think it's a combination of he didn't want to be there. And
DiVincenzo was playing hard.
He was playing hard. I think DiVincenzo's going to play hard regardless, because I think he realizes, I got to keep making money.
I stay moving and stay active.
Stay moving and staying active to be. But I didn't. Looking at the trade now, it didn't really look like it's benefiting them. So I'm just wondering what they really, especially if you wanted just like a center presence. I don't think Cat is really the type of player
No, he's not. I think
That's
we've
what I'm
talked
saying.
about
Like
that
as far as
before.
as far as enforcer, he's not an enforcer.
Mm-mm.
He's not like a Bam
And he
Adebayo.
plays too much on the outside versus the inside. I think we've spoken
So
to
you might
that
as well.
before. I think it was a case where Minnesota was trying to. I
Free
think
up
they
some
want to
space.
establish this is Anthony Edwards' team now. Cat, you've
Yeah,
had your time. We're gonna move you on. We're gonna move you. Get a couple pieces that might
and
possibly
then
help us.
try to draft and build
Right.
somebody there.
But
Get like
this, we
a
want to establish that this is now
yeah,
the Anthony Edwards era.
right. But for them to win though, they are gonna have to draft and get like a
It did
some
seem like something was missing. Yeah,
yeah,
like
because their offense wasn't
flowing,
Anthony
and
Edwards
maybe
is
because it's
good,
early in the season too,
right?
they just didn't look in sync. I
Yeah, it
don't know. They
didn't
just look very lost and
compared to the being in the playoffs and how well they looked
right.
in the playoffs. I think that
No, you're right, D. I
you
thought
know,
it was just me. I'm like, man, this game
it
is
didn't
kind of
really.
boring.
Yeah,
And then going back to the Celtics, they hit 29 3-pointers. That's despite the fact that they missed 13 straight. They missed 13 straight 3-pointers. But
I'm gonna check out the three.
man, when they were chucking them in the beginning, though, they were falling. They couldn't miss. And they won 132-109 in the openers.
Man,
That was amazing. So that was the moment and a couple other little highlights. How'd your team do last night, D?
Oh, we
How'd
won.
the Hawks do?
We beat.
Shit, we talked about who they were. Damn, I can't think of it.
That's what I'm thinking. I just
Wasn't Milwaukee, was
I just
it?
blanked. I think
It wasn't Philadelphia.
The Nets. Yeah, we beat the Nets.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
we beat the Nets, and we Trae Young had 30 points. Jalen Johnson, good rebounder, and then the rookie.
Where'd your boy end up going? Did he end up going to LA? The one they kept saying they were going to trade. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
he went
DeJounte
to
Murray.
Pelicans, but he got injured. And he has a fractured hand now.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, we started off good. We started off real good. I think that was also. I don't know if it was just they got rid of DeJounte because I think they wanted to do the same thing to have Trae be the guy, and that's
He's the focal
Trae's
point.
team because DeJounte has that potential of he's on that level as far as he's the guy, and I think we saw you would like for it to mesh, but I think they're two ball dominant players to where they're not really. Don't get me wrong, Trae Young, he does get a lot of assists, but they're two ball dominant players. It's just that's their style. They're gonna have constant. Regardless, they need the ball in hand so they can feel like they're a part of the game. It really didn't work. I was hoping it would work because having two scorers of that ability, but sometimes the chemistry, if it's not really meshing, then it's good for him to go off. But the Hawks look good so far. We're 1-0. I like what I saw, but it was just against the Nets.
Yeah, I watched the highlights of my team watching something else, but the Warriors blew out the Portland Trailblazers like 139, 103, 104, something like that. Again, it's going to be interesting. It's a long season. At the end of the day, I don't know if there's too many teams that are going to be able to handle Boston if they stay healthy. I just think, again, they're too deep, and I'm not even sure if Porzingis is back yet. I don't think he played the other night. I might be wrong, but
no, he didn't play.
Yeah, so once they get him back, that's just another added piece that's going to help them possibly repeat. So we'll see. We'll be keeping up with NBA all season, following, of course, our teams, but other players around the league. I'm interested to see what John Morant does with the clean slate. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble, and let's just see him stay healthy, stay out of trouble, like I said, and just ball, man. Just do what you're born to do, and that's play basketball. Who you got part two, D?
Part two.
We're gonna do it. Who you got part two? So last week it was Devontae Adams and Amari Cooper, and this week it's Amari Cooper because we said he was the one that we would take, or he's gonna have the most upside with the Bills. So now that the Kansas City Chiefs have traded for DeAndre D-Hop Hopkins,
damn,
who you got?
I told you the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. I said that on the Monday night wrap up show, and then I think this makes me feel a little bit more confident about that. I hope I'm wrong. Let's just say that. I hope I'm wrong. But
You
to
and me
edge it,
both, but I know
but
what you're saying.
to come on now, if without D Hop, they're undefeated. Now you're adding a DeAndre Hopkins. At one point in time, D Hop was the best receiver in the league and still has that potential. I know there's a lot of young, hungry receivers, and it depends on who's getting the ball thrown to him. But with a Patrick Mahomes, D Hop they unleashed a new level because you see that the Ravens are starting to catch their stride, especially in the AFC. The run game is getting real crucial. Derrick Henry is running it up, but it's nothing. But you see, they have not like a slow methodical. They're gonna run, do that. Chiefs are gonna just fire back. They got so many different weapons now, and oh man, if I was a Chiefs fan, I'm ecstatic because I'm really thinking about a three-peat.
I think this almost solidifies it if the defense continues to
That's
stay healthy and
crazy.
keeps playing at the level that they're playing.
How?
Just because of the fact that he doesn't have that breakaway speed anymore. But the one
He
thing
still
about
got the
D Hop,
hands.
he's got the hands and he's a possession receiver. So 3rd and 8, I don't have to go to Kelsey anymore. I'm going to D Hop. He's gonna move the chains,
He
and
gonna
then
move
he's gonna make that
the
big catch. I'm just envisioning, and I hope I'm wrong, that he's gonna make a big catch in the Super Bowl that's gonna be meaningful. Because that's one of the things he commented about, that he hasn't played meaningful football in the last couple of seasons, which he really hasn't with
He
Arizona and
hasn't
then with the
with the
Titans.
Titans,
Now you got a
Texans.
new leash on life. Right? Just as you walk into the locker room, you're undefeated and you're playing with the Super Bowl, defending Super Bowl
A different
champions.
culture. You're talking about a winning
The
when
culture is, there's a change in culture. There's an expectation of winning. And all I got to do is just go up and catch balls from this dude who throws crazy passes, who at the last minute to just do a little shuffle pass to you.
look
Right.
toss, little jump shot
Little
toss,
jump shot toss
bread
pass.
basket.
Yeah, this gives him a whole new dynamic, man. Like you said, if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan from way back, don't be one of these new
From way
bandwagon
back.
jumpers.
Yeah.
If you're new bandwagon jumper, I'm kicking you off the bandwagon. I'm gonna kick you as you jump up. Get down. You don't deserve to be here. But yeah, I'm with you, D. They got a whole new look about them on offense. I'm gonna watch them on Sunday. My team doesn't play this Sunday night, so I plan to sit down and check out their new weapon and just see, can somebody beat them? I still don't
that's
think
what it
they'll go
is.
undefeated. I
No,
still
I
don't
don't think
think
that.
they'll go
Well,
undefeated.
no, yeah, I don't think
But
they're gonna go undefeated. Honestly, I think this is a big shot for. I don't think. I mean,
I don't see the Raiders doing
I
it
don't see the
though.
Raiders
I
doing it, but
mean,
they're gonna get it. They're
they
gonna get up.
can,
They're gonna get upset by someone we don't think.
or yeah,
It's gonna be like or Chargers. They face the Chargers again,
mm-hmm,
and they'll get
right,
them on when they're not looking.
right.
But I definitely don't.
Just enough to humble them.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go undefeated, but it just goes to show you just added just more fuel to the you just more add more another arsenal. You open up a whole nother arsenal to an already dangerous team, and the fact that they get DeAndre Hopkins is it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
I guess we still hadn't said who we got between the two.
Oh, what you mean between who?
Because we said who between him and Amari. Because that was the who
between
you
him
got
and
part
Amari?
two.
I don't know. D Hop.
Really, I would still take Amari. I think he has the most upside. I just think D Hop's situation is better.
D Hop's situation is better, and D Hop he hasn't played meaningful football, so he hasn't really got a lot of.
Yeah, we don't know. He might still have a whole lot in the tank, though.
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't played in a lot of playoffs, so his downtime is a lot longer. He's had time just to rest and chill.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And he doesn't get a lot of wear and tear.
He hadn't had a lot of wear and tear these last couple of years.
I think as far as you just heard him say, he wants to make he is that type of player. Like D Hop is the real deal. Who is a dog? Who wants it? Who wants to win? You see, he just wants to be part of a winning culture, and I think this is exactly what he needs to revamp just his career. And I think, and Patrick Mahomes is so good of getting the ball to players quickly and implementing players in there. He's making Juju Smith-Schuster look good. It doesn't matter. McCole Hardman. It doesn't matter. Rashee Rice. It doesn't matter. Travis Kelce, like
Vandale Scantling, whatever.
if he can catch the ball, but he was still feeding them. I'm still gonna throw you the ball because if you're open, I'm gonna throw it to you. So I think D Hop, as far as who I got, I really like the Amari Cooper situation. I think it revamps his career, and we'll definitely see a head to head probably down the road between them two, maybe sometimes, possibly. But man, it's just I think D Hop is the real deal.
Yeah,
this is what he
when
needed.
you put it in that perspective, I'm gonna have to change my mind. Yeah, you're right. I had to give it to D Hop. They both been put in better positions, great positions.
Great positions.
D Hop might have a little step or be a little step above.
Just seen those championships,
Amari.
Yeah, these championships in that locker room, and you're gonna see how you got the Andy Reid coaching you. Like that's
who really, to me, is coaching in his prime. The older he gets, seems like the smarter he gets. The more hamburgers he eats.
Give that man some more cheeseburgers because
because it seemed like it's working. Whatever he's doing something right.
He's in his prime.
Yep. Moving on to the Fall Classic. This is my favorite time of the year when the World Series finally hits. You got a network's dream matchup. You got the New York Yankees versus the LA Dodgers, the two biggest markets in the land. You got the two expected MVPs of their respective leagues, Shohei Ohtani from the National League, Aaron Judge from the American League. This will be their 12th time in MLB history meeting. The Yankees hold an 8-3 lead. I got a feeling this is going to be 6, maybe 7 games. It might go all 7. Because both of them, their pitching isn't that great, but they have good offenses that have the ability to get hot and get on a roll. You got a couple former Cardinals players in Tommy Edman, who's the NLCS MVP. You got Jack Flaherty pitching in game number 1. Flaherty. So it's going to be an exciting series. I don't plan to miss a game. So starts Friday night. Like I said, that's a network's dream match.
That's dream. You got the LA Dodgers for the New York Yankees. Two big franchises.
Biggest TV markets.
TV markets where you want to be.
In the country.
Two great teams. Both teams are stacked.
Right.
If you look at them. Who you got?
I'm leaning towards. I want the Dodgers to win. I'll just say that. So I'm gonna take the Dodgers.
You gonna say Dodgers?
I want Shohei to show out.
I
want Shohei to show out.
Yankees got.
I really do.
Yankees got some hitters though.
They got some hitters too.
They got the names, and then they actually the names that like back it up. I was like, I'm like, they got.
You go from Aaron Judge to Juan Soto to Stanton. Right there.
But I'm not sleeping on the Dodgers.
Those three right there enough to scare you.
Yep.
Probably the one ace that either team has is for New York. They got Garrett Cole. He starts the first game. He could probably go 3 games. He could probably pitch games 1, 4, and 7 if it goes that far, or maybe a 1, 3, and 7, or some kind of combination. But there's a possibility you could probably see that dude 3 times this postseason. So moving right along, man. AP Top 25. We had a new number 1. It was Oregon moved up 1 spot. They'll take on Illinois. We'll get to see if Illinois is real this weekend. And they had a 35-0 win over Purdue. Georgia moves up 3 spots. 6-1. Number 2. They're off until 11-2, November the 2nd. They had a classic game with Texas, the Thriller team. You know, you look at the final score, it was 30-15, but it sure seemed like a whole lot closer than that.
It was. I think the anticipation, a lot of the build up, because Georgia was making some mistakes while I was watching the game. I'm like, Texas is making some turnovers too. They weren't settled as much as they weren't comfortable enough because
that Georgia defense was amazing.
Because when we faced Bama, we were getting 3 and out, and then Bama was scoring. We would get 4 and out, Bama is scoring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was, but this time Texas wasn't scoring. Texas was actually turning over the ball. Texas was actually giving us opportunities. So I'm glad that we got that, because Carson Beck looked a little shaky. He had what? Did he have 3?
He had 3 picks. Yeah, he had 3 picks.
I'm like, all right, bro.
Yeah, I watched that whole game. Yeah, he was He didn't play all that, but he played well when he had
A
to. And
run
then
game.
Etienne had a nice game.
Yes, that's Travis
Yeah.
Etienne's brother.
Right.
It's in the lineage.
It definitely is. Number 3 is Penn State, 6-0. They stay right where they are. They'll travel to Wisconsin. The Ohio State Buckeyes, 5-1. They stay steady at the 4th position. Texas dropped down 4 spots to number 5 after their loss to Georgia, and they got to take on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's no joke. They finally moved into the top 25.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Miami 7-0. They remain
Let's
6th.
go.
They'll travel to Florida State. Tennessee went up 4 spots after they beat Alabama. They got a bye this week. They'll take on Kentucky on November the 2nd. LSU remains 8th. They'll travel to Texas A&M. They took down Arkansas. Clemson moved up 1 spot. They got a bye this week. They'll travel to Louisville on the 2nd. Iowa State. That's not Chris's team. He likes Iowa,
No,
right?
he likes the Hawkeyes.
He likes the Hawkeyes. These are the Cyclones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Iowa State is 10th. They're down 1 spot. They have a bye, and they'll travel to Texas Tech on the 2nd.
Ooh.
BYU jumped up 2 spots to number 11. They'll travel to UCF. They head off Oklahoma State, 38-35, and then Notre Dame rounds out your top 12. They'll travel to Navy, who's 6-0. And then just some notables. Indiana's making some noise. They moved up 3 spots to 13th. Alabama, they got to get back on the roll. They dropped all the way down to 15th.
Fuck Bama. Sorry.
Alabama, that'd be tough.
Sorry.
If they don't get in, but still some time left. They got some games that they could get.
I'm just hating because
put
they
on
beat
the
up.
resume and move into that top 12. But man, if you could just get that first round bye, be in the top, I think it's the top 4 teams. I think that's, if I remember right.
Yep.
When we rolled it out at the beginning of the year, you can get that first round bye and don't have to play that extra game. You got a good shot. So
you got a good shot.
It remains to be seen. Moving on to some NFL football.
Let's go.
We previewed it and talked about it in the wrap-up show, but it was a 41-31 win for the Ravens over the Bucks. And like you said, D, you're starting to get that running game going. Derrick Henry had 15 attempts and 169 yards. Dude, he's running the ball, taking pressure off Lamar. Lamar starting to throw better. Baker Mayfield had a nice game, 370 yards, 3 touchdowns, despite not having 2 of his main weapons, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Godwin's lost for the season. Looks like Mike Evans will make it back. I think he's suffering a hamstring. And in that second game, you had the Arizona Cardinals nipped the Chargers 17-15. Justin Herbert with 349 yards. Kyler Murray, the baby, had 145 yards and a touchdown. And James Conner was the leading rusher, 19 attempts, 101 yards. We got Thursday night football, Vikings at the Rams. What's the score looking like, D?
14-14. Vikings are in the red zone right now.
Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are back tonight.
Return.
So,
so that's
Rams got some weapons.
Yep.
And then this is Kevin O'Connell's return to L.A., having been the offensive coordinator. And Sam Darnold, who played for USC, he's also making a homecoming. So that ought to be a good game. 5-1 Vikings against the 2-4 Rams. Matthew Stafford has his weapons. NFL game of the week for me, D, it's the Bears and Commanders.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick your squad.
Nah, they ought to win that game.
The
Niners versus Cowboys. Yeah.
I thought it was just two teams who really need to get a win to get things rolling.
Yeah, you're right.
But no.
But I'm talking about from a fan interest standpoint.
Yep.
You got the 2 rookies going up against each other. At least we hope so. That's what I was about to say. Hopefully. Let's check that out real quick. Just see what's the update.
Because I like that as the game of the week. I like the Cowboys and the 49ers game of the week because they both need. Of course, I like my Falcons and Bucks, but I know it can only be one. Out of those, I would probably say.
Damn, he missed practice today.
Yeah. Damn.
Attempting practice for first time this week.
I also like that.
Tomorrow's Friday, so they say he may practice. He may practice tomorrow. Yeah.
I would like to see him at full health. I want to see him head to head because Chicago came off a bye. I think we all pick Commanders. I don't think no one picked Chicago. Did anyone pick Chicago? But
Somebody might have though.
I think that Bills at Seahawks is a good game. I think
That's a sneaky good game
that's a
too.
sneaky good game because Seahawks is actually have a decent team,
They
and
do.
I'm still trying to see are the Bills real? Because the Bills they throw you for a little bit. They'll be good, then they'll be bad. They'll have a little run when they're just bad, and you just don't have a lot of faith, and they'll get good again. So let's see if they can sustain the momentum of just being good. Because what they only
And they
lost.
travel too. Buffalo has to travel too.
That's what I'm saying. Buffalo has
Seattle.
to travel to Seattle.
Yeah.
At 12th man. So watch
That
out for
12th
that
man.
game.
Yes, sir. All right, son. You got juicy news for us tonight?
Yeah, let's juicy news.
All right, because if you don't know, now you know. I hadn't put a little juice in your cup. Here's my juice. Here we go. Oh, man. That's a good pour right there. I don't know if that's fresh squeezed orange juice or what.
Fresh squeeze. It's fresh squeeze.
I think that's fresh squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not out of a bottle. That's not out of a carton.
No, that's fresh.
That's fresh squeeze. Time for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know. Young brother, young sister, young player, Dwight, Diddy, Porter, family, Cheetah.
Okay, for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know. We're gonna get more, some more information has come out. More allegations against P. Diddy. So this is going to help the juicy news because there's more and more that's coming out. So new disturbing allegations have been filed in court against Diddy and 2 other celebrities. See, some other celebrities are going to be starting to getting taken down in this whole ordeal. Acts, and it's disturbing. Viewer discretion, listening. So they celebrities of having sick acts on a child after a VMA after party over 2 decades ago. So at the time, I guess the victim was only 13 years old. According to a new lawsuit filed against Diddy, a woman whose identity is being withheld accused Diddy and 2 others unnamed celebrities of allegedly drugging and raping her back in 2000 when she was only 13. Claims in the documents allege the victim claims after being given a drink and feeling woozy. She's at the party. She's 13 years old.
Why are you at the party at the age of 13?
She was probably a celebrity. She's probably a young celebrity. Not sure. I'm just giving what I think.
Right.
She's probably a young celebrity because the cases come out like Justin Bieber when he was coming up. He was at Hollywood parties. That's why, and he was at the Diddy parties. He was actually, I think he was signed by Diddy. Usher when he was younger.
Usher took him to Diddy. Yeah.
Yep. But Usher when he was younger, he's been on record saying that he was 15 years old at an adult party and handing them drinks, women. So they made Hollywood.
It makes sense, yeah, and that's not uncommon in Hollywood for young children to be drinking and drugs.
He shouldn't be there. Where the parents at? But after she was given a drink and started feeling woozy, she laid down in the bedroom. Soon after, she alleged that Diddy and a male and a female entered the room and sexually assaulted her right after. The alleged victim said Diddy entered the room with a crazed look, grabbed her and asked her, "Are you ready to party?" She claimed that he pinned her down while he and the other male violently raped her as the female watched. She was able to escape. She continued by saying that after Diddy tried to force her, and this is all alleged, Diddy forced her to perform oral sex on her. She fought off and was able to escape, and the alleged victim said that not too long after, she fell into a deep depression and she never recovered. So, of course, Diddy's attorneys is denying the allegations and they want to know the name of the victim just so they can use it in the case, just so they can prepare for it, just in case if she comes as a witness. But yeah,
you'll know her soon enough if she's part of the prosecution's case. You'll see her. You'll have plenty of time for cross-examination.
Yeah,
they don't have to reveal her right now.
Right. Which is just more sick.
That's just sad though. That's
sad
nasty.
Allegations, and it's just. I think it's gonna put a whole new light on what's been 30 years.
20, 30 years.
20, 30 years.
Hollyweird.
Highly weird, very weird. But we're gonna be following some more of these allegations. Of course, this Diddy arrest and then the scandal is definitely gonna be on the juicy news going forward. But that's your juicy news for today.
Damn.
It's all
All
that.
right, son. Let's move on to our pops, flops, and props.
Pops, flops, and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props. Who you popping this week?
Pops is gonna go to them Georgia Bulldogs for being number one Texas, getting back into the top 3. We really needed that, so go Georgia.
All right. Mine is going to go to Breonna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu,
Ionescu.
Jonquel Jones, and the rest of the New York Liberty players for leading the franchise to its first WNBA title.
Good for them.
Yes, sir. Flops. Who you flopping?
Flops is gonna go to them Falcons, man. They lost to the Seahawks at home of like 31-14. Didn't even look ready to play a game. These are the type of teams that you're gonna have to beat if you want to be be considered a good football team and go into the playoffs. And I think that was a big flop because we didn't look ready to play.
All right. Mine is going to go to Woody and Chris Johnson, father and son owners of the New York Jets.
Father and son.
We keep putting the blame on Aaron Rodgers and everybody else. So that franchise has been lousy for years. So you can't keep putting it on the players,
right?
When it's the dysfunction is at the top of the damn team.
The organization.
So that's who I'm flopping this week. Who you propping?
Props was going to go to your Pops, the New York Liberty, man, for winning the first WNBA title for New York Liberty, bringing the title there. So, Knicks, you got to step up because the ladies are running New York.
There you go, New York, son.
Oh, you also got the Yankees, too. Yankees are in there, too. Shout out to New York.
The Mets were just in the playoffs.
And the Mets was just in New York popping. Hey, yo, son.
They're popping right about now, son. My props is going to go to Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge for doing what most superstars unable to do, and that's getting your team to the World Series. I know it's a team effort, but very rarely do the superstars and the best players make it to the biggest stage. So I got to give both of them props for getting their teams there. Now it's all a matter of who's going to go home with the crown. All right, son. Time for us to tell someone to sit
your
ass
down.
Man. Sit your ass down. Please. And thank you.
My sit your ass down is going to go to, so recently it said that Tua Tagovailoa is starting to practice, and Cheetah talking about, oh man, it can bring a tear to my eyes that he's back in, I can hear his voice and he's calling out plays and he's running with the ones. Man, sit your ass down. I'm talking about the Tua, I'm talking about the Cheetah, I'm talking about the Mike McDaniel, I'm talking about to the doctors. Well, you already said this, but it just, I read it today, I'm like, Tua, sit your ass down. What's the rush? You guys are not going to do nothing in the playoffs.
At all.
So you might as well just, let your brain heal.
His brain's going to look like some scrambled eggs
bro,
when they examine
let your
him.
brain heal, bro. Come on now. Like, for real. The fact that you guys are really, man, I want this. I can't wait for him to come back. Man, just let him rest out of like a couple seasons. Like, it's no point for him to come back. There's nothing is going to result from you guys going to a Super Bowl, winning a playoff game. That's not going to happen this season. You guys are not.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, but that's just me.
But I just don't. It's damn sure not happening this season. So Tua, sit your ass down, please. Sit your ass down because, man, there's more outside this for football. You young. Sit your ass down.
Thank you.
If he starts or gets the start, man, I'm just gonna have to pray because he's one hit away.
Not even a hit. It's just a graze. It's just a tap.
He's literally,
if you come across and you try to sack him and your hand hits his helmet hard,
that's
a concussion. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
All right, son. Good one. Mine is to owners Mike Brown, Woody Johnson, David Tepper, Jerry Jones, Jimmy Haslam, and all the other NFL owners who meddle, who don't spend, and who don't give the fans what they deserve. Stadiums are filled up every week. Merchandise flies off the shelves. But some of these owners just don't give the fans what they truly deserve. They don't live up to their responsibilities. So I'm telling them to sit their asses down because there are many people who would love to own an NFL team, put the money and the resources in the team to put a contender on the field. Yet you have some of these other folks who all they're worried about is making money. They're not worried about putting money back into the product. They're not worried about being a contender. And to those folks, I tell you, sit your ass down, please. And thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man. We had I guess
Let's
2
do
good
it.
parts. We had a good interview with Orchard Farm head coach Chris Lindoff.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris, for coming on. And then our second half right here. And man, just good stuff, good content. And we appreciate everybody for listening to us. So thank you so much for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass. It's that podcast for that ass.
Yes, it is. Don't forget to check us out. Facebook, YouTube. We're
Yeah,
there every week
Facebook, YouTube.
with the content for you. Don't forget the Monday night NFL wrap-up show.
Absolutely.
All right.
MGD Apparel. Get your merch. Facebook,
MGD Apparel.
Instagram. Holla at us. You can directly contact us if you got events, a birthday, reunion, a get together, anything to commemorate an event that you want a memory, you want some shirts, you want some merch, you got a business. Shout out. Holla at us. MGD Apparel. We'll make it happen.
We got you. And happy birthday to your mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday.
But until next time, D, tell them.
I'm a holla.